Today, we are talking about kids being back at school. Now, if you do not have kids in your home, please do not stop watching this podcast. Watch this episode from the lens of whatever role you're in right now, whether you're an empty nester, a grandparent, an aunt, an uncle, a sibling, a friend. Watch this episode because I believe that you will find how to find more time with your loved ones. We all know that busy seasons come, and whether you're in one now or not, chances are someone that you love is in one. And this episode is going to help you navigate time with those that you love. Welcome to Family on Purpose. I'm Gina. This is Derek. We are so glad that you've joined us today. Be sure to download those free resources. They go over the highlights of today's episode as well as scripture verses. We are a donor-funded ministry, and we would love your support financially and prayerfully. If you feel led to support our mission to help every family win, please connect with us. We would love your support. Follow us on social and like, subscribe, and help us to get the Family on Purpose word out there. Our hope and desire and prayer in this ministry is to help every family win. So as you're listening to today's podcast, take some notes, get the resources, and implement these tools into your life. Share them with other families that they can go on and be stronger families because of it. Okay, so Derek, here's the challenge. We know that schools are back in session now. How do we maintain family closeness and quality time during these busy seasons?
Well, I think that's a challenge that every family faces, regardless of what that family looks like. You said it in the opening. If it is mom and dad and some kids, the season is busy and the schedule is full. If it is grandparents, hey, your schedule might not be packed, but the people that you want to spend time with, your kids and grandkids, their schedules are full. So I think that is a problem, a challenge, an obstacle that every family faces. How do we protect quality time when the calendar's full?
That's right. Because we know if you do have children in your home, you know that you have a limited amount of time with your children in the home. Now you add school onto that, and that limited time decreases. On top of that, you're going to add in the activities, the extracurricular, the sports, the recitals, and then that further limits that quality time. So we need to maximize and capitalize on quality time with those that we love.
That's exactly right. I remember Pastor Craig Rochelle when he had a jar on stage. Do you remember this? This was 10 years ago, 12 years ago. He had a jar on stage, and would he put in or take out? He would take out, he put in the number of marbles that he had, the number of Sundays or weekends he had with one of his kids, and he would take a marble out every weekend to demonstrate just how fleeting that time is and how when you actually put eyes on and have a visual representation, how limiting that time is and how scary it is. So we have to capitalize on everything we've got in order to be a family on purpose.
Because we're talking about maximizing your quality time together, the purpose is that your family will win, that closeness stays intact, and that there's not a drift or any type of separation that can come because of busyness.
That's right. I think that's a good clarification, babe, because we don't want to just like clear the schedule for clearing the schedule's sake. Mm-hmm. That in itself is no good.
Right.
As well as packing the schedule for packing the schedule's sake is no good. But we want to, the purpose is, what is your family's calling and what has God created your family to do? If this is your first time watching, we believe that it is totally within God's sovereignty to put your family together right now, within this time and within this space for a purpose. Meaning he has a purpose for your family and he has a purpose for you inside your family. It's not just something that you walk into. It's not something that you experience. But family is something that you actively participate in. So right now, in whatever season it is for you right now, there is a purpose. There is a calling and there is a reason for that. And so how do we not let the busyness distract us from the calling and purpose that our family has? Mm-hmm. And often, to your point, often that comes through quality time.
Right. That's right. And I love that you mentioned like the call and the goals that we have, because just because school's in session or just because it's a busy season does not mean that that call is off of your life. It doesn't mean that you still don't have those goals. So how do you maintain that path of walking that line, achieving those goals, even in the midst of busyness?
Well, I would say to put an answer to that, one, you have to know what it is.
Mm.
You have to identify, okay, what is the calling? What is the purpose? What are our goals and the vision for our family? Whether that's this year, this quarter, this month, this week, whatever those goals are, you have to know that.
Right.
It is, I was talking to a pastor friend of mine years and years ago. He said the two busiest non-holiday Sundays, you know what they are? The first Sunday after New Year's.
Okay.
Because everybody hits restart. And this year, this is the year that I'm going to go to church.
Mm-hmm.
Or the Sunday after school starts. Because the same mentality is present. I'm going to hit restart, and it's a new me, and I've got a whole semester to make this happen, to reach these goals, to make these changes.
Mm-hmm.
But both of those originate in what are the goals? What's the identity? What's the purpose? And first, we have to identify that.
Yep. That's great. That's great.
So to your point, I think first we have to identify who and what God's called us to be. And secondly, we have to prioritize, because there will be so many demands on our time, especially the fall semester at school. If your kids are in school, hey, school's ramping up, but you're also running into the holidays. So that is fall break, Thanksgiving, Christmas parties, end of year party, all of the stuff that goes in to the fall that gets packed onto the calendar. And if you're like me, I have a tendency to do a mid-year evaluation or a 3/4 of the year evaluation and go and say, oh man, I have not hit the goals that I wanted to hit. I better double down and triple down to try and knock these last ones out before the end of the year. So life's busier. There's external pressure, and now there's internal pressure, which has the potential of crowding out what matters most, which are priorities.
That's right. And so when it is a busy season, still prioritize your marriage, still prioritize relationships with your children, and also the sibling relationships. Sibling relationships are so important because when we are busy, we find ourselves doing a divide and conquer. And we talked with a precious group, a Bible study group, had us out to speak with them, and they were super sweet. And one of the women was so precious, but she was talking about how she wanted to change her family culture because of the culture that she grew up in. She said that her and her brother were constantly busy, never spending any time together at all, that they had a distant relationship growing up together. And then as adults, still have distant relationship. And so you can't expect to have relationship closeness with people that you're not spending time with. And so do not forego investing in the marriage, in the child relationships, in the sibling relationships, just because you're busy. Like, those are the relationships that don't give. You say, okay, I'll forgo these other things because I'm prioritizing relationship.
I agree. I think that's great. And I think that matches what we're saying here is, number one, who are we and what are we called to do? Mm-hmm. 2, what's the priority? And 3, how do we get there? What's the culture of getting to number 1 and number 2? I've heard it said, culture is just the way we do things around here. That's the culture, just the way we do things around here. What is the intentional culture in your home that you want to create? What is the intentional culture in our home that we want to create? Right. Like for us, it is radically protective of quality time and enduring family unity and unwavering integrity and excellence in everything and prayerful in decision-making. I already said that one. Prayerful in decision-making. So if that's the way we do things, that's the culture we want, and we can't let urgent crowd out the important, right, what we personally and previously identified as important values.
Exactly. The goals and the culture do not go to the wayside.
That's right.
Because busyness crowds them out.
That's right. So the challenge is, for anybody listening, 1, have you identified your family identity, who God created and called you to be, and what the purpose of your family is? That could be impacting a street, your church community, a town. That could be being a beacon of light and a pillar of strength like ours is. That could be being helpful, holy, and there was something else that I heard from another family that was, really good. There was one family that said, Our family purpose is to fill up so that we can pour out to others. Hey, get a relationship with God so that you can pour out into other people. What is your family and what are you about? 2, what are the priorities and how do you prioritize those in your life? And the third challenge is, how are you going to do that? Like, what's the culture in the home to make sure that those things happen? That's the challenge. That's the thought, to protect quality time in a busy season.
That's great. That's great. Those are great tools. I hope you're taking notes, and I hope that you implement this into your family. Don't just hear it and get on with your day. Just really focus on, hey, how can we do this? Because Psalm 90:12 says to teach us to number our days so that we may gain a heart of wisdom. And that's like those marbles, like teach us to number our days, teach us to number our opportunities, because we are teaching our children and training them up. Make sure that we're actually investing in that, making time for those conversations. What spiritual things do we want to impart to them? We have to have that mentality of days are numbered. Give us a heart of wisdom because we want to please God with our life. How can we train our child up to the love and the admonition of the Lord?
Well, one of the greatest things about that is if you numbered your days, then it makes it easier to say yes to the right things and no to the wrong things.
Yep, you're right.
Because we have to make sure that right now we are saying yes to the right things. If you had, let's say, this is a terrible example, but if somebody said, hey, I had 2 weeks to live or 30 days to live, what are the things that would make it on the list? Well, that's a sobering thought, but like only the important things would make it on the list.
Yeah. I laugh because I always say like, okay, if I knew my time was limited, I would have like Del Rancho.
She has her meals planned out if she had 1 week or 2 weeks or 30 days to live. And here's why. She's got some food allergies. And so we are very cautious about the things that Gina eats because we don't want to flare up those allergies or the reactions. So she dreams and fantasizes about what food she would eat within her last.
A Del Rancho fried chicken sandwich or something. I think it's called something Supreme. I don't know. It looks.
If you're not from Oklahoma City, you don't know what Del Rancho is. Del Rancho is like a chicken fried steak on a sandwich with tomato and lettuce and
mayonnaise, I think.
Mayonnaise on a bun.
That must be what makes it supreme.
Yeah, because I had never heard of this until I moved to Oklahoma City.
Okay, so back to your example.
Yeah, so the serious example that got distracted by chicken fried steak sandwich. If we knew the number of days that we had, only the important things would make it on those days. And I think that's the wisdom that God's word shows us.
Right.
Hey, number our days so that we can live out our priorities and what He has called us to do.
And that's the mentality that we need to take.
Yeah.
You know, but so many don't. And me included.
Me too.
Me included. But no, I need to be doing the most important things and not slacking. But your family is your primary ministry.
Yep.
And you are making investments in the relationships now that are also going to be paying off in the future. It's not I'll just be careless and flippant and in the future we'll be close.
That's right.
Like, no, you're getting close now so that you're close also in the future.
Well, that's Galatians 6:7, right? Hey, do not be fooled. God will not be mocked. A man reaps what he sows. Hey, you can't reap great relationships if you're not sowing great relationships now. Relationships are built upon time and shared experiences and communication and understanding, appreciation, trust, humility, all the stuff goes into a relationship. You know this. But if we're not sowing that now in the home with those people that God has put in our home, how do we expect, and maybe we don't, maybe we don't expect to have great relationships later, but I would want great relationships.
Oh, I'm expecting it.
But like for people listening, maybe they don't even think that it's a possibility. But the truth is, you can create a great culture and atmosphere in your home. It is a possibility. The hope is there that as an adult, you can be friends with a responsible child in the future. The truth is, your children don't have to fight. They don't have to. That is possible. Your children can be incredible. You don't have to go through terrible teenage years where they rebel. It's an option for them to not. We can have a hope and a future of a close, tight, fully intact family guarded from the attacks of this world and culture. But it takes sowing the hard work now.
Yep. It doesn't happen without being on purpose.
Nope, not
doesn't
at all.
happen without intentionality.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
I think it takes a couple things. Ephesians 6:12, our struggle is not against each other, but against spiritual forces, right? Like, one, we have to have the mentality that our family is not and never will be an enemy.
Mm-hmm.
Never will be.
Mm-hmm.
There are other things at work, culture, spiritual forces, everything coming against, because we have a spiritual enemy and he hates your family.
Mm-hmm.
He hates them.
Yeah.
He wants to tear apart your marriage, your relationships, your sibling relationships, your kids like all of it. Your family is not the enemy. The enemy is the enemy. Right. And number two, I would say Philippians 2:3, and that is regard, I'm summarizing here, but regard others as more important than yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So as we're going into a busy season, I think it would be foolish to demand my own way and expect things to go well. Yeah. I might have to put what I want on the shelf in order to have something I want greater, and that is family unity. Mm-hmm. If I demand my own way, I might not get the unity that I desire. Mm-hmm. Okay, so if that's what we desire, how do we get there? What are some of the best practices or tools, resources, application? How do we make that happen on a real, legitimate basis?
Okay. For starters, make sure that your priorities are not misaligned. Take inventory. What am I prioritizing? Because we can mentally say, my family is my priority. But if you look at your schedule, does that reflect that your family is your priority? Like, actually take a look at it. What does my calendar look like? Okay, I'm filled up at here and there. We've had dinner together one night this week. Like, those are misaligned priorities. It is not walking the talk. It's saying one thing and living in a different way.
That's real. That's real.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to take it to the next level, try asking your spouse, hey, where do you see my priorities?
Yeah.
And where do you feel like you fit in my priorities?
Right.
I had a buddy, he asked in his office, he's a leader of a great organization. And he said, I asked one of my top operational leaders, he said, hey, where am I the bottleneck? Mm-hmm. Like, where am I holding things up in the growth of the organization or the operations? And he said, he might come back with something that I don't like to hear. I thought I was doing really great here and I'm totally bombing it. So I challenged him, ask your wife, hey, where am I failing or holding back growth or development as the family? Maybe it's someplace that I thought I was good, but I'm grumpy.
Yeah, for sure. Well, and I think you can take it another level and even ask your kids.
Yeah.
Hey, okay, you hear mom and dad say you are a priority to us, or whatever your family values are or mission. Do you see us living that out? And that's something that I commonly ask the kids. I would say weekly, at the very least every other week. Like, do you feel like you are a priority? Mm-hmm. Do you know that I would drop anything in this world just to be with them? I don't ever want them to think that me doing X, Y, or Z is more important than them. Like, I want them to know I am here.
Yeah.
Even when we're working on projects, it's like we're in the same room working on the project. And I'll say, hey, I'm doing my Bible study right now, but I want to let you know, I'm available. Like, if they're working on math or something, I'm available if you have any questions, or if I'm working on continuing education for my stuff, we're still out there together. But I'll say, you can interrupt me at any point. And I want them to know they trump everything else. Like, I don't have something elevated. I don't have work in the home elevated above them. I don't have work outside of the home elevated above them. I don't have ministry outside of the home elevated above them, because they are my priority relationship. But ask your kids.
That's a good idea.
Kids, like, they don't want a hypocrite. They don't want mom and dad touting around like, oh, and we're this kind of family, when you're really not. Like, they just don't buy into lies or baloney or whatever you want to call it. Posing. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't.
It's such a turnoff for even an adult, but kids, they sniff it out real quick.
I agree. Okay, so align your priorities personally.
Yes.
I would take it to the next step. Align your priorities as a family.
Right.
And that takes, again, communication, conversation, and it doesn't have to be super formal. It can truly be asking around the dinner table, hey guys, what do you think our priorities are? And write them down on a sheet of scrap paper, and then taking stock of it, internalizing, go, ooh, hey, those are bad. I don't want those to or, all right, we're doing okay.
Yeah.
We're better than I thought we were, or we are absolutely on track. But what we inspect, now we can improve. So inspect yourself, inspect your family. What else?
Okay, I have a whole laundry list of things.
Bring it. Come on.
Fire them off. Okay.
Let's go.
Just say no. Just say no. Don't have FOMO. That is the fear of missing out. Instead, now they have I think it's JOMO.
Yep.
Is how it's pronounced. The joy of missing out. So you don't have to attend everything. You don't have to host everything. You don't have to be the socialite. You don't have to be at every single thing that you're invited to. Have the joy of missing out. And you can say in a celebratory way, hey, I'm so glad that we said no to this tonight because we're home having family fun night. And I'm so excited to get to be with you. So don't have the fear of missing out. That is an absolute snare. And scripture tells us that.
That's right.
The fear of man is a snare. So if you're fearing, oh no, if I don't show up at this event, what's going to happen? Are those your real friends if you're even worried about not attending something?
If you're judged because you don't show up, then those are not the type of friends that you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. Do you want to add anything?
No, keep going. Yeah.
Okay.
I want to hear the next one.
Okay. An overscheduled calendar crowds out quality time as a family, which that can decrease the intimacy. So schedule in family time.
Yeah.
If you're going to be writing games on there and practices and recitals, write in family time, write in meals together, write in family fun nights.
Yeah.
Even if it's at home, like one of our most common family fun nights is board games. So it doesn't have to be lavish. It's being together. So if you're willing to put other things on the schedule, be willing to put your family on that schedule.
Pre-decide, right? Pre-decide, hey, October 15th at this time is a family fun night.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. Pre-decide ahead of time, block it out, and protect it.
Yep.
Protect it. The answer is yes to that. So it's no to everything else.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. Have as many meals together as possible, because we are talking about school is in session now. The statistics on family meals are incredible. We just did an episode this year on it, episode 33, dinner discipleship. So check that out because the stats are incredible on that. And you can be creative with meals. Like sometimes we do a meal where we're supposed to be having lunch together and then you get stuck in a meeting, but the kids and I are hungry. So we're like, okay, we're going to eat. But when dad comes down for lunch, we're all going to sit around the table with him. So it doesn't have to look perfect. The point is to be together.
Yeah.
And when you are together, to try to have meaningful conversations.
It's good. That's right. There's even conversation starters where you can have questions. But mealtime fits or checks the boxes for tradition and shared experiences or shoulder-to-shoulder time. So check those boxes and quality time, I think. Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be all meaningful. I mean, you can start off with something that's so, like a question that's not meaningful, but then it develops into something meaningful. Like it doesn't have to have the start of it. And what I mean by that is just going beyond those "how was your day" questions.
Yeah, sure.
Just those surface level. Like go a little bit deeper than that. Go as deep as the kids will allow. Because the point is you want to know their hearts. You want to know their minds. You want to connect with them. And if you don't have kids in the home, if you're having dinner with your spouse or a friend, anyone that you would eat a meal with, have that connection.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to know you better. I want to know what makes you tick.
Yeah.
I want to know what's going on in your mind and what's going on in your heart. You want more?
Keep it going. Come on.
Okay. When you are together, be all in. If your time is already limited, when you are together, be all in. If that takes you putting your phone on airplane mode or out of the room so it's not a temptation, be all in. And you might have to get creative with, oh, hey, I have this project and I know my time with the family is limited today. I'm going to wake up an hour early and work on the project, or I'm going to stay up an hour late after everyone's gone to bed and finish out that project.
That's good. I like that. Okay, what's next?
Capitalize on any nugget of time that you have. And that pertains to your spouse. Like if your spouse is working on a project or a deadline at work or traveling a lot, it's all about maximizing time together and maximizing the quality of that time together to actually connect.
That's good.
Best practice.
Yeah. You ready for some of my best practices?
You bet.
Okay. Well, it begins with, here's an idea. How about a best of list? You made one of these for us a couple years ago as we were doing our end of the year praise party. Hey, what was our best laugh? What was our best trip? What was our best photo? What was our best of other things along the years? And a buddy of mine brought it up in a men's group as well. Just the other day, he said he does a top 3 for the year. Best of meal, best of trip, best of latte, best of, and all the things. Make up the categories. It doesn't really matter. Sermon, song, it doesn't matter. But what that does is it creates for your family a joint place where you can all update it, add to it. It provides gratefulness and thankfulness. I think that's a great exercise that people can do even in the middle of the fall. Like, hey, let's do this for the rest of the year. Let's come up with our best of. Okay. I would say something that people can do, that families can do, that I think would be helpful for families are having non-negotiables or family agreements or commitments. Hey, we're all on the same page here because these agreements prioritize relationship first over maybe activity or fun or whatever. Sometimes I have a tendency to say yes to something and then I get another offer that sounds like a lot of fun, but I've already told you yes to something, but I really want to go do this other thing too. That's unfair.
Right.
So I need to have non-negotiables, guardrails, guidelines, agreements of, hey guys, for this season, and it doesn't have to be forever. We're not talking years. We're talking like, hey guys, for the month of October, this is what we're doing. Can we all be on the same page here? And everybody agrees to it. And then we go live that out for the purpose of prioritizing family, quality time, or making the best of a busy season. Anything else you got on your paper?
As I started off this episode, I was saying, hey, if you don't have kids in the home, don't hit stop on this. Continue to listen. So with someone who does not have kids in the home, say that they are in the role of grandparent, aunt or uncle, sibling, or friend, what advice do you have to offer them when they do want to spend time with people that are in a busy season?
Oh, okay. So I've got a great, number one, it's not about you. Like, it's not about you. And I don't mean you spending quality time with them is not about you. I mean, if they say no, it's not about you. If you are wanting to spend quality time with somebody who is really busy, the truth is they're just really busy. And it's okay for them to be busy. And it's hard for them to say no to you, but they have to because they're busy. They would like to say yes to you, but it's not the right time. It's not the right opportunity. And so don't take that personal and don't be offended in that, but understand it's not about you.
Right. I would say give grace in those busy seasons and also get creative.
Good.
My mom came over the other night with ice cream at 8:00 because that's what worked for our schedule. Hey, I want to see the kids. I want to see you guys. And that's what worked. It was creative. It wasn't the mealtime. It wasn't these things. It was showing up on the doorstep with ice cream and we all have an ice cream chat together.
Yeah.
So I think get creative. Yeah. It doesn't have to look a certain way to be quality.
Make the most of what you can, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Look for those gaps and fill the gaps. Look for any white space and be willing to do what it takes to make that work.
Yeah.
I agree. And it is pursuit. It's beginning with Christ, pursuing others for a purpose.
Right.
Yeah.
That's great.
I like it.
That's great. Thank you for joining us today in this discussion of how to be creative when we are in a busy season, how to maximize on quality time, how to keep closeness in relationship through busy seasons. We hope that there are some takeaways in this episode that you will implement in your family and also share with other families. Don't forget to download our free resource guide that has personal reflection questions, scriptures, and just a way to help you be a family that wins. Remember, it takes intentionality and to be on purpose to be a family that lives on purpose with a purpose. For a purpose.
Purposefully.
Purposely.
Good job.
No, I'm not going to say that last thing. Remember, it takes intentionality to be a family on purpose.